now it's time to start this project right here. Now this project is pretty emotional to me. That truck's been a part of my life for a long time. 16 years ago, at the age of 18, I bought this truck off my dad. And before that, at the age of 14, when I got my permit, I started driving that truck. And that truck went through a lot with me. Me and my dad used to do jobs back when I was in junior high and high school, and do odd jobs like mow yards, detail cars, all that stuff, so we can have a little extra money. We took that truck, and that's one of the few non-Pontiac vehicles my dad owned. Well, I got it, and of course being 18, I started doing things to it and modifying it, and this truck has evolved with me over time. Now, it did start off as a simple plain Jane Scottsdale that had a oddly built 305 that was pretty torquey and had a decent amount of power for a 305. It was a good engine, good work truck, perfect work truck. I wanted to get more out of it, so I started modifying it. And we all know how that ends up. Well, as I said, it evolved with me. Eventually, and my dad threw together a 350. It was pretty moderate. I think it had a 5.8 something lift can. I can't remember exactly specs now. That was 13 years ago or so now. Had a 110 or 112 LSA. Pretty decent little small block. And I daily drove it. And of course, you know, the casual, not saying I ever did this, but you know, stoplight racing and the back road racing, you know, whatever, anyway. Not that I do any of that ever. You know, I daily drove it and beat the crap out of it. And early on it had 273 factory gears in it. And eventually it changed it over to 373s. And I still drove it daily. And in fact, I even took it to car shows. Far away, as far as an hour and a half, almost 2 hour long drives down the highway with a 350 turbo and 373 gears. So it was a good truck, and it was good to me. And it always got me home until one day. Say someone was going over the speed limit. I was on my way home from work. I don't think they ever saw me, because when I looked over, their head was looking down, not at the road, and they were probably doing 30 over the speed limit, if I remember the estimate was. I think it's a double fault, that's what they called it though. And yeah, almost ended that truck. In fact, it probably should have, because at the time this truck was, these c10s here were not worth anything. And I had a lot in it. And these, like I said, these trucks were not that valuable. In fact, then I was able to go out and buy a whole nother short wheelbase, and I mean complete truck, for $400. If that tells you anything, because you know the prices of them now. It wasn't a step side, it was sort of the short wide, so the bed was the same, but I parted out everything I didn't need and used the frame, because it tore up the frame on the front, used the fenders, the passenger door, because it was kinked up pretty bad, and all that. But I put the other frame under it, started to do a little work. It's got a shaped firewall, put stainless steel brake lines on it, stainless braided hoses, sodded and drilled rotors, new calipers, hoping all that's still good, because I did it a long time ago. Because when my dad passed away, I just kind of couldn't touch this or the GTO next to it. And, you know, 64, I didn't really drove it, but I didn't touch it either. It's kind of one of those depression things. But I did start on it, and kind of stopped. But now it's time to bring it back. And over the years, I've kind of contemplated things I've wanted to do to it, and now I've figured it out what I really want to do to it. I want to return it to the daily hot rod. I don't want to make it too much of a hot rod where I can't daily it. I want to daily hot rod this thing. I want to still be able to haul stuff in the back. Maybe hook up a trailer if I wanted to. Not for super, super long distances, but, you know, somewhat close. Let's go back to doing what I used to do it. And actually get rid of the other truck and replace it back with this. Because that was my original intent from the beginning. Bought the other truck to drive while I was fixing this one. And things happened. But enough excuses. This thing, well, it's time to get this thing back on the road. And some of the first steps I'm going to do before winter hits is go ahead, mock up the engine, probably put the new springs on it because these are heated up and probably not going to ride well, so I'll put new springs on it, mock up the engine transmission. I don't have a 204 to go behind this 400 Pontiac that I have. I got a 400 right now, but it'll have to do. I can always move the transmission cross member later, but I want to get an idea of, with that engine in there, the ride height, and what I need to do to change it where I want it, how the mounts are going to line up, headers, all that good stuff. So, get all that situated, take out the aluminum fuel cell in the rear. I got an EFI fuel tank to go under the bed in the rear between the frame rails, so going that route now. And just more work to do to it. Now, like I said, I'm going to get ready for winter. I'm mocking it up, cleaning it up a little bit, getting all the stuff off of it. And then that way, hopefully, spring comes around, I can really, really get into this build. And I hope y'all look forward to this project, because I am. I'm going to build this exactly the way I want to do. There's nothing anyone can say to make me change my mind how I want to build this thing. It is my truck. I've had this for a long time. I'm building it the exact way I want to, so. But I still hope you look forward to it. And if you're not subscribed, go subscribe to keep up and follow this build, because it's going to be pretty cool. I hope you enjoyed this little ranty episode and look forward to more for this project. As always, thanks for watching.